I was never the suspicious type of husband. For years, I trusted my wife completely, believing that she would never give me a reason to doubt her. We had built a life together, shared dreams, and made promises that I thought were unbreakable. But one evening, as I was helping her organize her things before she left for her usual girls' night out, I found something that changed everything. Hidden in the side pocket of her bag was an item that clearly belonged to another man. My hands froze as I pulled it out, my chest tightening with a mix of anger and disbelief. I sat there staring at it for several minutes, my thoughts racing. It wasn't just any item, it was a clear sign that another man had been close enough to her to leave something this personal. My trust, once unshakable, felt like it had been shattered in seconds. At that moment, every late night, every sudden excuse, and every unexplained smile she had brushed off started to make sense. My stomach churned with the bitter taste of betrayal. But I didn't confront her immediately. Instead, I carefully placed the item back inside her bag, pretending I hadn't noticed anything. My heart told me to explode with rage, but my mind whispered to stay calm. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept imagining her laughing with someone else, giving her time and affection to another man. The pain was unbearable, but so was the thought of letting her win by making me lose control. The next morning, while she was in the shower, I went back to her bag. My plan had formed overnight, fueled by both hurt and cold determination. I reached into the pocket and took out the item again, my hand steady this time. Then, I replaced it with something of my own choosing, a small pepper spray. I wasn't going to let her think she could carry another man's belongings around in front of me without consequence. When she came out of the shower, she saw me sipping coffee as though nothing had happened. She grabbed her bag quickly, not even noticing the switch. I forced a smile, kissed her on the cheek, and wished her a good day. Inside, however, I was burning. I wasn't just giving her a warning. I was setting the stage for her to realize that I knew everything without saying a single word. That evening, she returned home looking unsettled. She didn't mention anything at first, but I could tell something had gone wrong. She kept glancing at her bag as if something about it was bothering her. I sat silently on the couch, watching her closely, waiting for the cracks to appear. Later that night, she finally asked me if I had seen or touched her bag. I raised an eyebrow and calmly replied, "Why would I touch your bag?" Her eyes flickered nervously, and she quickly dropped the subject. But her restlessness told me all I needed to know. She had gone out with the expectation of giving that man his item back, or meeting him, but instead, she had pulled out the pepper spray. The thought of her trying to explain that moment to him almost made me laugh. It wasn't about humor, though, it was about justice. I wanted her to feel exposed, caught, and powerless. She had played with my trust, so I turned the tables and let her own actions trap her. Over the next few days, she acted strangely. She was quieter, more distant, and a little cautious around me. It was clear that she suspected I had done something, but she couldn't confront me without admitting the truth about why she had another man's belongings in the first place. That was the beauty of it. My silence was louder than any argument. One night, I finally broke the silence. I looked her straight in the eyes and said, "Be careful what you carry in your bag. Some things can come back to hurt you." She froze, her face draining of color. That was the moment she realized I knew everything. No shouting, no accusations, just a simple reminder that her lies were no longer hidden. She tried to explain, of course. She stumbled over excuses, claiming it was a misunderstanding, saying the item wasn't what I thought it was. But her words were hollow, and we both knew it. The trust we once had was gone, replaced by an invisible wall built from her betrayal. From that day forward, our relationship was never the same. I didn't scream, I didn't beg, and I didn't forgive. Instead, I let the silence and my quiet revenge speak for me. She lived with the weight of knowing that her secret was out and that her husband was not a fool. Eventually, she broke under the pressure and confessed everything. The truth was uglier than I expected, but I was ready for it. I had already distanced myself emotionally, preparing for the day when I would walk away. Her betrayal didn't destroy me, it opened my eyes. By the time I left, I felt no regret. I had given her a chance to stay true, and she had thrown it away. My small act of revenge was just the beginning of reclaiming my self-respect. In the end, she lost not only her secret but also the man who once trusted her completely.